Yeah. In a couple of minutes, I'll be ready. I was getting my tea ready. Hold on, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I got you on. Can you hear me? I said I'm just getting my tea ready. Give me a second, okay? All right. Yeah, I already got it. Yeah, I got it already. So we good. Yeah, I just made it back. I said I just made it back. I've been here for a minute. Can you give me a second? I'll just give you some tea, man. My throat kind of dry. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take care of it. Just give me a second, bro. Yeah, my throat was super dry. I had to get me some tea. Yeah, but we good. We good. We about to set it off in 1 second, brother. In 1 second. Yep, yep, yep. I'm good. And today you can learn something today for all people. You'll be able to get some knowledge and get an understanding of some things that you may be confused on, or some people may have told you that might not be 100% valid. But what I like to do as a teacher, as an educator, and as a life student is to give you information for you can research, for you can compare, to make sure you're operating your business, because your life is your business, your assets is your business, and everything that I'm going to tell you depends on knowing, not assuming, not someone that took the bar association just telling you what's valid without you doing your own research. Is very, very vital for your livelihood. And don't just listen to nothing I tell you. Please research the things that I'm going to explain today in this recap teaching, because my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge, because we refuse to learn. We don't reach back and let our people that's anointed and consecrated and educated be the voice of the people. When I deal with all my different brothers and sisters from different cultures and different backgrounds, misnomer Chinese, misnomer Mexican, misnomer whatever you want to call it, the one thing that I know what they do is stick together. I know this for a fact because I deal with them and I educate them and I teach their children. They stick together. And us as a people, our culture, which everybody use, we don't stick together. We get on YouTube and you got pastors arguing with each other. You got rappers arguing with each other, but we don't stick together. And that's the problem with our culture. That's the problem with the so-called leadership in our community. We don't stick together. We don't let the right ones teach. We don't support nothing that's valid that can help our children or can help us as adults. We'll say happy birthday and post it on our Facebook or Instagram page of an entertainer. Like right now, people arguing about LeBron James and his son. And LeBron James and his son can't do nothing for you. We need to support the people that we know their names. I'm an author. I've authored over 15 books and manuscripts to not only help you in business, spirituality, history, all those platforms. And we don't support what's right. And it hurts my heart that I get support from other nationalities. That's the part that hurt me. One of my professors said, you shouldn't have to do nothing but ministry and education. And your people should put you on a pedestal. All these so-called misnomer Black people that have these Black platforms and you only speak at our places, all these so-called misnomer Black churches, all these so-called misnomer Black people that have their own business and you don't show them how to do real business and how to set themselves up. So I'm going to talk about a few things. And if you do like the teachings, you don't have to give a donation. But if you do, you can send a donation to Cash App $KGBay, and I will give you resources. I will give you information. You can ask me questions. I will give you my email so you can ask me questions. So you can go back to the educators. So you can go back to the so-called attorneys or whatever and ask these specific questions to them. You can ask them these questions that I'm going to give to you. Peace, Noble. I'm not here to argue with no one. I'm here to show you that our people is lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn and we act like Crips and Bloods. We let brothers with no education, no spirituality, no history sit up here on the internet and just talk. We don't have time to be dealing with a whole bunch of cave people and a whole bunch of brothers that talk about they live off the land. But what about your children? What about your finances? We got brothers that diss education and talk and call education, no disrespect, some white man education. But the first universities was created in Salamanca and in Timbuktu. These are facts. We are the educators. We are the educators. And so if that's the case, this scholarship comes from us. You have a thing called pseudo-academia. You have a thing called Eurocentric and Negrocentric propaganda. But we have brothers and sisters like myself that's educated, consecrated. I've authored and compiled and divinely prepared 15 books of history, science, business. I show people how to set up their nonprofit. I show people how to set up their small business the right way with no scams, none of that, for small donations. And everybody on the internet say they have a business. And I say, well, let me see your paperwork. I say, you're not even a business on paper. I can help you. Why am I not helping everybody that look like me set their business up? Every attorney that I know in Arizona, they know who I am. Every professor know who I am. And what I speak on is facts and it's proven. I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap of a lecture that I did at GCU campus a few years ago. Got a standing ovation, had professors from everywhere. And they was like, why aren't you teaching at all these so-called Black churches? Why people don't have you on their podcast? Because I don't teach no scam. Because I don't have no shake weight era. I'm not dealing with payola. You can't pay me to lie. I operate on small donations and I should be on every brother platform. I should be everywhere showing you, giving you the research. I have a full library with over 1 million books and documents. that I will share with you for donations. And then I'll teach you the language. You know, lawyers and attorneys are not licensed to practice law per se. All lawyers and judges have memberships under the American Bar Association, which is a conflict of interest when it comes to being qualified in law. If a judge or a lawyer ever say to you that you have to be licensed and to go to law school and pass the bar to be able to practice law, you just tell them that the Supreme Court ruled that, and I quote eloquently with a silver tongue, the practice of law cannot be licensed by any state. The case number or the precedent in law case is Schware versus the Board of Examiners, SCHWARE versus the Board of Examiners, 353 U.S. 238 and 239. I'm going to always give you precedent in law case, doc number, and the Free Information Act. I teach this on college campuses. I'm not here to argue with no brother that call themselves this and that and the other, and they living on welfare, and they don't have any real businesses, and they not a real educator in life. I am. It should mean something to you. It should mean something to your children. It should mean something to everybody, because it means something to everybody else in the real world, but my own brothers and sisters. Or you can say that the practice of law is an occupation of your common right. Case number, doc number is Sims versus Aaron. Sims versus AHERNS 271 S.W 720 1925. Research what I'm saying. The bar and the American Bar is an offshoot of the London Lawyers Guild and was established by people with invasive monopolistic goals in mind. In 1909, they incorporated this treacherous group in the state of Illinois and had the state legislature, which was under the control of lawyers, pass an unconstitutional law that only members of this powerful union of lawyers called the ABA could practice law and hold all the key positions in law enforcement and the making of laws. And at that time, Illinois became an outlaw state. And for all practical purposes, they succeeded from the United States of America. And the Bar Association then sent organizers to all other states and explained to lawyers. They explained to them there how much more profitable and secure it would be for them as lawyers to join this union and to be protected by its bylaws and its canons. They issued to the lawyers in each state a charter of the Illinois organization. California joined in 1927, and a few reluctant states and their lawyers waited until 1930s to join when the treacherous act became de facto and the citizens became captive. And under this system, the lawyers could guarantee prejudice decisions for the privileged class against the lower class. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. That's why you don't put your trust in man. I'm always give biblical scripture because law governs all events. If you are more and you don't have the teachings, law governs all events. When I break down all law, I will give it to you for a small donation. It's going to fact check everybody. It's going to destroy all this crap that this is my grand sheik, this person with this person, this person with this person. And you're going to be totally destroyed with the garbage because no one can do nothing for you if they can't explain it and give it to you so you can take it to all jurisdictions for you can see. That's why I tell you, don't put your trust in no man. We got people in positions that's not anointed, that's not consecrated, that's not educated. This fez don't mean nothing. This necklace don't mean nothing. What I can prove means something. And you shouldn't care what I'm saying. You should care what I'm proving. That's what you should care about. That's why you never put your trust in man. So what's really going on in this corporation that calls itself the United States? Why are the so-called citizens who are children of God being charged for certain things like water, electricity, all in which created by you and I? Did God tell man to benefit off what was rightfully given to us? And if not, what is the purpose of their intentions? I'm just setting the precedent for you can get in your mind. You need the right people to teach it. All my teachers been in academia. All my teachers be at Jewish churches and be at these European Mason houses in here in Arizona. Why? Why I'm not teaching my brothers and sisters? Brothers accuse me, oh, I took some oath. What oath I done took? That's just gibberish Negroes like to say, them goofy Moors, or this person took the oath. What oath? If I took an oath, prove it. I told you I'm anointed and consecrated, and I'm transparent. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I'm initiated, I'm consecrated. My education, my wisdom puts me where I'm supposed to be. If not, I wouldn't be teaching those that you think is high. I wouldn't be teaching lawyers and doctors and judges and officials out here in Arizona. And I'm from a little small city called Flint, Michigan. I done gathered and compiled over 15 books. All the students at GCU, Arizona State in Arizona, bought all my books. When school started, I go on campus every Wednesday and offer books to the college students. Man, I'll be up there. I give away 1,100 books for $5. And I do that every Wednesday. Why I'm not doing it with my brothers? Why my brothers not putting me on their page and sharing the teachings? Why? Why not? I have a plethora of information to share with the world. To show you what you're doing is illegal. It's not no complicated answer. We as men have superior tendencies that is overdone to the point where greed takes over the heart, which then creates in a man process way of thinking. What I mean by a process way of thinking is that we are born with original or natural minds. But when we allow the flesh to take over the original mind, we then start to distribute artificial moral values to our neighbors. Sometimes you can be against something and don't even know that you are supporting the same thing that you are against. I only get accused of being something from my own brothers. That's the sad part. Why? Because they know I'm teaching truth. What do you want your kid to be? Do you want your kid to be following some goofy Negro, or do you want your kid to follow an educator? A spiritual mind that's anointed and consecrated, that have degrees. And my degrees don't make me better. My degrees that show you I can go in any house and prove my point. And nobody can go against what I'm saying because I've done it already. The biblical scripture says, don't place your faith or trust in man, but yet the people that we vote for in governmental offices are men. When I tell people, when your mothers and fathers that don't know nothing about law, that know nothing about the power of casting your vote as a free American citizen, they tell you, you got to vote a Republican or Democrat. No, you don't. I don't have no dog in the race. I don't give a damn about no Trump. I don't give a damn about no Biden. What I do is cast my vote as a free American citizen. What you mean? I vote on law and policy. I vote on law and policy. I don't have to vote for no Democrat or Republican or none of that or no type of house. You vote on law and policy, what you like. I'll give you an analogy. In Arizona and in other states, marijuana was illegal. So on the ballot, they had, do you want to vote for this and that? Yes or no? On the ballot, they have other laws and other things that you can vote and policy that you can vote for. You don't have to vote for no stupid party. I hope we understand this. You vote for a system to keep people under control. I teach law. I teach 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment. I teach manumissions, and a lot of our brothers don't have a clear understanding. I tell everybody to research the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15. You have a right of a nationality and a right to change it. No one would be arbitrarily denied. Do you know what arbitrary means? No one can just come and tell you some BS. No one would be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and a right to change it. Before Abraham Lincoln was the president, he was a lawyer and he defended the Moore in court. That's the Spencer and Dungy law. Research what I'm telling you. Research the House Joint Resolution 75, when you have the right to annex. To annex. Annex means your El or Bay or your Ali or your Day to the name that your mother gave you at birth, which is your coat of arms or your family crest. Your last name ain't no slave name. Don't you know everybody named themselves after you? I will show y'all in history when I show you this. Everything is named after you. Everything. Everything. So I want y'all to know this. So when I talk about a will or a trust, when most NBCs or most lawyers will say, oh, well, get a will. And then I ask you, why would you get a will? Why would you get a will? Because I know why you shouldn't get a will. A will is litigation. Do you know what litigation means? Litigation means somebody can come up, your son that you don't deal with, and say, oh, this is my dad or this not, and then you go to court. And then Negroes, NBCs, with a lack of knowledge, you go to court and you hire an attorney, which is a third party in your contract, and they eat up all your estate and they leave you with pennies. You don't deal with no dumb will. You don't deal with no will. A will is litigation. You deal with a certain type of trust, and you got a plethora of trust, irrevocable trust, living trust. You got all different type of trust. I teach this. You should want me to teach you this. Misnomer black people are the only ones that lose everything because they don't have stuff set up in a trust. It was a soccer player when he married his wife, and then once he got to a certain level, his wife wanted to try to divorce him and get everything. But all his assets was in a trust under his mother. He get paid through the trust. I'm telling you stuff that I know. I'm telling you stuff that I know. I'm not here to argue with no one. I'm not here to debate no goofy brother with no fez on that call himself some consulate general of Morocco here in the United States and sitting in jail. I'm not here to tell you about this form of militia. Man, that stuff is goofy. I'm here to tell you all law, local law, state law, federal law, precedent of law cases, doc number, the Free Information Act, quid pro quo. I'm here as an official. I'm not here to arbitrarily explain nothing to you. It's only one law, and law governs all events. You got to know this. If you have a business, I show people how to set up their business the right way. I show you what quick 30 accounts are. I show you how to open up your bank account in your business, your name, which is articles of organization. I show you how to apply for business credit. I register you on a Duns and Bradstreet. That's a business. That's a credit business reporter. So when you're doing business in your business name, it reports to those creditors. But most people that so-called you selling stuff in your own name, you don't have a business line of credit. You don't even have your business set up as a real entity, separate from yourself. You can have your business separated from yourself, and you can use yourself and your personal credit to springboard your business. That's why I tell people, why don't you want to use yourself to springboard your credit? Your business. And then when your business is standing on its own 2 feet, you take yourself off of there. And then your business, you can apply for different business lines of credit. You can apply for quick 30 accounts like I've done. I have a plethora of businesses. I have my own trade lines. Trade lines are businesses with credit. I can sell my businesses with trade lines. But why would I? I will show you how to do it yourself. I will show you it ain't about just making no money. It's about doing business. In business, to build your business line of credit, you don't have to make money. You just have to do good business. You can springboard yourself instead of going to buy a $500 belt like the 4th of July getting ready to come. Instead of going to spend $1,000 on clothes and fireworks, man, I'll help you set your business up for a small donation of $100. And I'll give you a tax-exempt receipt. I'll show you how to get your articles of organization. I'll show you what quick 30 accounts are. And I'll show you how to register on Duns and Bradstreet, all for a $100 donation. And I'll give you a tax-exempt receipt because I do this under my religious organization. Just like at the so-called churches, I do taxes. And all I ask for a donation. I'm telling you what I know. So if anybody have a business, is your business set up? Do you have business accounts? Is your business set up on paper where it can be looked up? Do you have quick 30 accounts? Quick 30 accounts is, I'll give you an analogy. Say you got a book company like me or any company. Do you have quick 30 accounts like from Quill and Uline to where you buying paper, you buying pencils, you buying ink cartridges, and you using your business line of credit or your business account that you set up and paying for that and reporting it. That's building your business line of credit. You don't have to make money. Those are operational costs. I'm telling you what I know. I'm talking about doing real business. And if you selling something, if you're doing anything and you doing everything under your own personal account and using your own checking account or your own business, I mean, not your business, but your own personal account and your own debit card to run your business, no disrespect, you are a fool. And your business is not standing on its own feet. You need to have your business set up as its own entity. And I can show you how to do that for a small donation. It's not going to cost you no whole bunch of money. I'm not here to charge you no whole bunch of money. I know people tell you $500, $1,000 to do what I can do for a small donation, something that you will smoke. Something that you will smoke up. I say, is your business set up? I don't care if you're a barber. I don't care if you got a clothing store. Is your business set up the right way on paper? When you buying clippers, when you buying oil, are you buying that with your regular debit card or are you buying that under your business account and getting credit? And is it being reported on the Duns and Bradstreet? No. I will show you how to get business line of credit with places. I'll show you how to get your articles of organization. I'll show you how to register on Duns and Bradstreet. And then I'll mentor you and show you how to manipulate your business. So when you look up in 6 months or a year, you'll be like, your business line of credit is over 800 like mine is. My truck is in my business name. My bills are in my business name. My cell phones are in my business name. I operate as a business. I don't operate as myself. I operate at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. That's doing business as. That's DBA, doing business as. I do business as the Morris Haberdasher. I do business as mypdfbooks.com. I do business as bindedbooks.com. I do business as Herbs of My Yacht. I do business as ALO Design Pros. I have all accounts set up in that. I don't even have time to pull out all my accounts to show you this. Everybody, if you're a real business, everybody know what I'm saying. I teach this on college campuses. I've helped so many people set themselves up the right way and say, man, yeah, I'm just hustling. I know you are. If you don't have your business set up as its own entity, if it's not being reported, everything that you buy and purchase, if it's not being reported to Duns and Bradstreet, if you don't have Quick 30 accounts, Quick 30 accounts is where you have accounts at these places and in a month you paying it off and it's being reported. I can show you all these companies on the internet like Uline and Guardian that'll help you. You do business with them, then they open up you a business account. How can you be any type of business owner? I don't care if you selling clothes or barber and you don't have your business set up on paper and you're doing everything out your personal money. That's crossing businesses. Don't you know you can get audited? Your articles of organization, if a person said, well, I'm making money, or you got another job, well, your job should springboard your business. You should take some of your personal finances, open up your business account with some of your finances. I'm telling you how to do this. I'll walk you through it. I've done this a plethora of times. I'm anointed and I'm educated in this. I'm not up here just talking. And when you have money and when you have assets, don't let nobody tell you to put that stuff in no will, because a will is litigation. A will is litigation. A will is litigation. Most people don't even know what litigation it consists of. When I talk about quid pro quo, when I talk about I know how to get things done before you even go into court, because I'm able to go in the chambers and say, for the precedent of law cases, the doc number and Free Information Act, you're going to treat my client on the parameters of the law. You're not going to go outside the law, but you got to know the precedent in law cases to bring those things up for the record. For the record, because an attorney, a lawyer, or a so-called judge, they're going to act stupid. That's why it's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. I'm telling you facts. I'm telling you facts. Most NBCs do not like to read. I read contracts. That's part of my job. I read contracts for people. That's another part of my income. I can take 100 pages of a document, read it all, and dissect it and tell you why you shouldn't deal with that. because there's certain words, descriptive words in that contract, and it might be on one page that'll say you don't own nothing. Especially for my so-called rappers. You never want to deal with no will. You want to deal with a trust. And it's a plethora of trust. Irrevocable trust, living trust. It's all type of trust. Just like with your land, when this what brothers say, well, I own you don't own nothing if you paying no taxes. Why? Because you can lose your property over back taxes. I don't give a damn if you got no 30-year mortgage, no 15-year mortgage. You can pay your mortgage off. Don't pay your property taxes and watch you lose your property. And get on my page and lie, because I have all the information. I'll look you up and tell you that you're behind on your taxes. I know everybody in my city of Flint, Michigan that's about to lose their property. These Negroes be lying. That's how I buy land, from back taxes. In the city of Flint, once you pay somebody back taxes, you got a certain amount of time for that person to pay their taxes. If they don't pay their taxes, it's yours. And it's different jurisdiction in every state. Every state, the law is a little bit different. You have to know the local law and the state law. And that trumps everything. I'm telling you what I know. I'll be waiting for a brother to get on here and lie, talk about, oh, I own this. No, you not, brother. You behind on your taxes. Now watch me go pay this little change that you ain't paid your property taxes. And then whatever the law is in my state, which I know what it is, after a certain amount of time, it's mine. And you can lose your house that you paid hundreds and thousands for, that you done got in debt. I show y'all in the biblical scriptures, debt and mortgage is debt. It's debt. You don't got a mortgage, it's dead. And I'll show you in the biblical scriptures for all my brothers and sisters that say they Christians. I'll show you that that's dead weight. Watch this. Let me see, can I find my book for you? Let me see, can I find my book for you? Wrong one. Yeah, just give me a second, bro. I got you. I'm gonna show you all the stuff that we do is dead weight, because we get excited. And getting the mortgage is one of the biggest contracts that you will ever sign in your life. You're not getting no counsel when you do this. Watch this. Your preacher not gonna tell you about this because they're not anointed and consecrated. I teach this at all the Jewish churches and at all the European churches in here in Arizona. So you got this wheel, right? And you got God's part or our part. And then in that pie, you got something called avoid debt. You got something in that pie called avoid debt. Debt is slavery. It's in your Bible. Just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. That's in Proverbs 22:7. Fact check me on it. All through the biblical scriptures, it tell you not to deal with no debt. It tell you don't go in debt. Deuteronomy 15:4-6. Deuteronomy 28:1-2-12. Deuteronomy 28:15. Chapter 15, verse 43 and 45. According to the passages, how was debt viewed in the Old Testament? What was the cause of someone getting in debt, becoming a borrower, or getting out of debt, becoming a lender? Most people don't even understand about buying land first and then dealing with people that build your house. You don't have to go through no bank and get no mortgage loan. Why? Buy the land. You got $100,000 worth of clothes in your closet, buy some land like I've done. I own land all through the state of Arizona, land that we building our homestead on. And I've been showing people how to do this for years. And all I want is a finder's fee. I don't charge nobody no thousands of dollars. I just charge a retainer fee. That's it. All the biblical scriptures talk about debt. Debt is not encouraged in scripture. Romans 13:8, Proverbs 22:7, 1 Corinthians 7:23. Let me give you a little history on why you should incur debt, and then I'm gonna jump right into allodial deeds. I'm gonna jump right into patents and give you a little history on this. This is history. This is the stuff that I teach, and it be packed. But we want to deal with some stupid stuff. You got preachers arguing with preachers, rappers arguing with rappers, all that dumb stuff. I don't care about that. I'm telling you, I know you got a mortgage, you don't own nothing. And when you fall on hard times, if you don't pay your property taxes, I'll buy your house for the back taxes. Get on here and lie. I know too many people that's in their houses right now about to lose them in my city of Flint and all over other states. Why? Because I have the list. You about to lose your house. You don't win more, paid your mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, paid it off, but don't have enough money to pay your property taxes. An amount of debt has exploded all over. The average household spends about $400 more than it earns each year. Personal consumer debt increased at the rate of $1,000 a second. Most people have so much personal debt in the United States that the average person has been described as someone driving on a bond finance highway, in a bank finance car, and fueled by charge card finance gasoline, going to purchase furniture on an installment plan to put in a savings and a loan finance home. Most Negroes that follow me and in America, you drowning in the sea of debt. And with all this credit floating around, we have serious financial casualties. In a recent year, more than 1,300,000 individuals filed bankruptcy. A Gallup poll found that 56% of all divorces are the result of financial tension in the home. And such financial tension is created largely by believing that the gospel, according to Madison Avenue, buy now and pay later with easily monthly payments. And we all know that nothing about these monthly payments is easy. Advertisers fail to tell us the whole truth. They leave out the one little word, debt. What is debt? The dictionary defines debt as money that a person is obligated to pay to another. And what my homie said, he said, everybody should be giving you donations. All I ask for a small donation, I'll help you. People will go to the movies. Yeah, Bad Boys 3 was good. What did you learn off of Bad Boys 3? Shit. It was entertainment. How much did you pay to go to the movies? Man, $20 probably. And then you bought popcorn and all that. You spent probably $50 to $100 to listen to some dumbass movie that they don't care about you. And I'm on here educating you. It ain't worth a small donation to our temple and school, Cash App, $KG Bay, because I know you learning something. What I'm teaching you, it takes you years and years of college and graduate school to learn. I went and did that. Went and got a business degree, went and got a master's degree to be able to come back and teach you this. Debt includes money owed to credit card companies, bank loans, money borrowed from relatives, the home mortgage, and past due medical bills. Bills that come due, such as the monthly electric bill, are not considered debt if they paid on time, because those are sustainability. You need your electric, you need those things. I call those recurring bills. See, when I educate people, when I tell people you living above your means, I ask the average Negro, black, or color, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, Christian, Moore, what's your reoccurring bills? They couldn't even tell you. Your reoccurring bills is your sustainability. Room, board, shelter, and food. Everything else is luxury. Getting a haircut, you should learn how to cut your own hair. Going to the movies, having a whole bunch of clothes, having 15,000 pair of shoes, and they're not even raggedy. That's luxury. So we can't support something that's real? No, because we lost. And when people want to talk about my European colleagues, they're the ones that take care of me. They're the ones that I teach. I teach their children, and they all doing business. I know high school kids got their business set up. Right now, when I go into high schools, they got their business set up. Their parents like, well, help my son set up their business because I want to help them build their business. So when they go to college or think they want to go to college, they already have funds. Right now, I lecture to a group of people at a synagogue, at a church out here in Arizona, and I lecture to new families that having babies, and I show the husband and wife how to put up a couple hundred each month. And when that kid graduates out of high school at the age of 18 or 17, they have $300,000 by just putting $400 a month in them accounts. You do the math. The husband put 400, 200, and the wife put 200. But then I have families, they do 500. And when the child turns 18, you ain't got to put it in no high risk or nothing. You just got to put it in a savings account and in a trust for your kid. When they graduate at 18, they got bands. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. We need to understand the real cost of debt. Watch this. Get your pencil and paper. I'm giving you real numbers. Assume you have $5,560 in credit card debt at an 18% interest rate. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it'll cost you in interest annually? Do anybody know what it'll cost you in interest annually off what I just said? Watch this. No one knows because we just do things osmosisly. Listen to what I said. Assume you have $5,560 in credit card debt at an 18% interest rate. Most people don't like business. They don't like numbers. I said, that's the problem. And you got it at an 18% interest rate, just like you get these car loans and all this stuff at these high interest rate. How much would it cost you in interest annually? Do anybody know? Do anybody know? Do anybody know how much interest it would cost you annually? If you don't know, say, no, I don't know. If you do know, get your calculator, get your smartphone and see, did you answer the right way? So why would you go in debt and do all this stuff and you don't even know this little small, little elementary mathematical equation I just gave you? And you will go sit down with somebody at a bank or somebody without the person that's representing you in your best interest when you sign a contract, which is a damn mortgage or a car loan, and they can't even tell you what I'm telling you. To say, man, don't do that. Don't put no money down on no goddamn car, or I have to put this down. That shit is going in their pocket. A lot of that shit is illegal in other states and countries. I ask these basic questions. A Negro, black or colored can't even answer the question. But you went and got a mortgage with your wife. You went and sat down thinking you so smart. And nobody can't even answer the question. Nobody. Nobody can even answer the question. I'll answer it again. Assume you have $5,560 in credit card debt at an 18% interest rate. How much would it cost you in interest annually? How much would it cost you in interest annually? Can anybody answer that? I wait. Can anybody answer it? But my professor on my other page, he was like, this is the stuff that you taught at GCU. They was like, they should know. What'd he say? They should know what you're saying. He was like, I told you when you was in school, you need to go back and teach your people. You went and got all this education and your people still playing stupid. And this is my professor. And what? And then I ask people, do you have a mortgage? The first thing they do is say, yep, I got a mortgage. Yep. Gratitude, Noble Ron, for saying you don't know, because the first way to learning is admitting you don't know something. But see, Noble Ron, a lot of these brothers that just dressed up and they pompous, they have so much pride, so much false pride, they won't even admit they don't know something. They won't even admit that they made a mistake, Noble Ron. They'll just sit up here like a bump on a log and just sit up there like, like they so smart and something, and won't even admit that they don't know. But you got a mortgage. You got a damn car note with a high ass interest rate and don't know these numbers. So gratitude, Ron, you saying something, but I got other people on other platforms that's my color. They ain't said nothing. They ain't said nothing, Ron. They just want the answer. They don't want to come to school. They don't want to give a small donation to my temple in school, which is Cash App, $KG. They don't want to do nothing. But we'll go to parties, we'll go to clubs, we'll drink all the alcohol, we'll go to these dumbass dispensaries and buy all that marijuana that's sprayed with chemicals. No disrespect, you can do what you want to do. But when I'm teaching and giving you stuff that you can use, that's applicable, that you can go back and research and correct things, it ain't worth nothing. We'll go to a restaurant and tip people with bad service. And when I come on here and teach and I say, man, you don't got to pay me, but donations, I use them to continue to teach. To Cash App, $KG. And when I go teach my European colleagues and college students, I don't have to ask. They put a donation together because it's worth something. And then I give them a tax-exempt receipt. Watch this, Brother Ron, as I proceed. Watch this, how I tell you my people lost due to a lack of knowledge because they refuse to learn. The first thing why I don't do taxes anymore, because the average Negro be lying on their taxes. They be trying to get everybody's social security number to file some fake ass tax return. And you're not getting no tax return that they ain't took from you. You only getting .some% of what they took out of the whole year. Most NBCs don't even know how to look at what the government is taking out of your check for taxes. Just like when you look at your consumer bill, you don't know how they're charging you for that electricity. You don't know, but you just pay it. And then I tell people that the taxes that you pay into the United States of government does not go to run the United States of America. It sits in a private banking system, which I am a private banking system. That's why they say either you're going to give it to Uncle Sam or you're going to donate it to your charitable and contribution of your choice. That's why Oprah gave away all those cars. That's why Drake gave all that money, because they're in a high tax bracket. Most rich people don't give a damn about giving their money to Uncle Sam. They support their religious and charitable contribution of their choice. That's why all rich people, politicians, they kids and they homeboys kids and they business partner kids, they have organizations, and preferably nonprofit organizations. So you can support your organization with the money that you was going to give Uncle Sam, file exempt. And then when you go to your tax preparer, you give them a tax exempt receipt to show them why you're not giving your money to Uncle Sam and why you're using your money that you willingly let Uncle Sam take out your check. Willingly, like all these Negroes I know. That's why I laugh. I say, man, you can't come to me talking about something you don't know. The average Negro will get a job and let Uncle Sam take the max out their check and then say, I'm getting a tax return. Smart guy, you're not getting no tax return. You're only getting a tittle of what the government took from you. You happy to get $1,500 to $3,000 back after they took about $10,000, $15,000 from you? The whole analogy is giving Uncle Sam less money and supporting your charitable and contribution of your choice with the money that you giving Uncle Sam. And then I give you a tax exempt receipt at the end of the year. We don't even know what in-kind service consists of. I lectured at a church, and a lady sat down and talked to me after the service. She said, me and my husband give $10,000 apiece to the church, and the pastor ain't never gave us a tax exempt receipt. And I said, so if y'all making 100-some plus thousand, whatever, and you giving this and your husband giving this, y'all paying taxes twice. Why? Because your pastor should have gave you a tax exempt receipt to claim on your taxes. And then in every state, it's a certain percent of money that you got to willingly give to your religious or charitable contribution of your choice to offset your taxes. I'm telling you what I know. Fact check me on this. But our people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. It's brothers right now that deal with me and give their money willingly to Uncle Sam. At the end of the year, they think they're getting a tax return. Husband and wife. So once again, let me get back to the teaching, which I said, gratitude, Noble Ron, for saying you don't know, but there's other people on here that'll just sit and act like they don't know and give false answers. And my people are lost, Noble Ron, due to a lack of knowledge because they refuse to learn. We support all the dumb shit. Excuse my candor. Excuse my candor. We support all the dumb stuff. We support all this hip hop. We support all these movies. Oh, I got to go. Oh, this is a good movie. Every time a pair of shoes come out, we got to go buy it. All these clothes come out, we got to go buy it. I ask my brothers and sisters right now. So you say you don't know, Brother Ron. I'm going to give the answer. But it's other people on here. Once again, assume that you have $5,560 in credit card debt at an 18% in interest rate. A lot of people got car loans at an 18% interest rate. How much would this cost you in interest annually? Noble Ron, it'll cost you $1,000 interest annually, Noble Ron. $1,000 interest annually. Annually. You know how long it's going to take you to pay that? So you done paid more interest on the principal, and you still ain't paid the damn loan off. Let me give you another analogy. Fact check me. Amount of interest you pay. So year 5, you pay $5,000. In year 5, year 10, you paid $10,000. Year 20, you paid $20,000. Year 30, you paid $30,000. Year 40, Noble Ron, you paid $40,000 in interest. What would you accumulate on $1,000 investment annually earning at 12%? Year 5, $6,355. Year 10, $17,549. Year 20, $72,052. Year 30, $241,000, $333. Year 40, $767,091. And people don't want to get this wisdom from me because my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. They don't want to support something that's real. I have real businesses, and now I'm getting ready to get investors for my businesses, and all they want is a small monthly payout. I should have been able to do this with my brothers and sisters that got this extra money. You should be letting me help you set up your business for a small donation. How much do the lender earn from your interest payment at 18%? Watch this. How much does the lender, who is the lender? The person that had your goofy butt sign the contract. They are the lender. That's their interest. They want to get you caught up in debt. At 18%, this is what they earn in year 5, $7,154. In year 10, they earn $23,521. In year 20, they earn $146,628. Year 30, $790,948. Year 40, $4,163,213. So you got to imagine, Noble Iran, these so-called smart people that got these 30-year mortgages. Or they broke it down and said, well, I only got to pay this. And I in 40 years, they want you debt, instead of being smart. Stay in your community, buy land in your community instead of letting these investors come in your community and buy everything for pennies. Man, don't nobody want the property in our neighborhood but these investors. The same way will all other nationalities come in our neighborhoods and open up party stores and hair salons. I'm from Flint, Michigan. Man, all the stores are owned by misnomer fake Arabs, excuse me, because there ain't no such thing as an Arab, and Chinese. All the hair stores, misnomer Chinese. All the stores, Arabs. And we go in there, peace Aki, while we just eating up our money. Because they know where to open up stores at. We ain't got no stores open up in their communities. We talk about it ain't no money in the community. Yes, it is. If it wasn't no money in the community, why the hell you think they opening up these stores in our community? We don't own shit, excuse my candor, and we don't put our money together. All the property in the community, which we should be buying, I have a whole business team that go in communities and buy plight for tennis shoe money. I know how to go right down to the land bank. That's in the city of Flint. In the city of Flint, land bank own all that bull crap property. And we ain't buying all that property, and we ain't buying that land after the city tear them raggedy houses down, or we put the petition for them to tear them raggedy ass houses down and then put our double wides on them and change our whole community. I'ma show y'all. I damn near own a whole block. I don't want no raggedy houses. I petitioned the city to tear all them old ass raggedy houses down. And then I put my double wides on them. And then I make it a private community. It's very simple. That's very simple. That's very simple. You can see what lenders have known for a long time. They've been knowing this. The incredible impact on compounding interest working for them. The lender will accumulate more than $4 million if you pay $1,000 a year for 40 years. And the lender earns 18% on your payment. Is there any wonder credit card companies are eager for you to become one of their borrowers? Now compare the $40,000 you paid in interest over 40 years with the $767,091 you could have accumulated, earning 12% on $1,000 each year. $1,000 each year, earning 12% on that. 12% on that's $120. Come on, man. That's why I got real lenders, and I've been trying to teach my brothers and sisters. It's too many of us that have a couple dollars and invested and try something. You buy clothes, a nigga will go buy some Gucci shoes and only wear them once. It's over. You wasted. And I ain't telling nobody what to do, but we should try something. The monthly income on that $776,091 is $7,671 if the earning 12% without ever touching the principal. So stop to consider this. When you assume debt at $5,560 and pay $1,000 a year in interest, if a 12% return is earned on an investment, only a small 12%, because all that other stuff is fake, it actually costs you $767,991 over 40 years. Debt has a higher cost than any people realize. And next time you are tempted to purchase something with debt, ask yourself if the long-term benefits of staying out of debt outweighs the short-term benefit of that purchase. Watch this. I'm going to show you how I educate people. A 30-year mortgage at 10% interest rate will require you to pay more than 3 times the original borrow. And I know people that got mortgage right now with way higher 10% interest rate. They're just not going to tell the truth. But see, this stuff is free information because your mortgage is being sold. I know how to find this. I'm an educator. I know this. It's a thing in business. They'll sell your mortgage to another company. I ain't going to tell you the verbiage of it because that's a whole nother teaching. I know this for a fact. The most misnomer black people, the only ones that's in debt, buying things that we can't afford. A 30-year home mortgage at 10% interest rate. And I know Negroes right now, they got mortgages that don't even know their interest rate on their mortgage. It's people on here be posting, oh, look at my house. How much is your interest rate on your mortgage? I don't know. I know you don't know. So I just start with a 10% interest rate. It's going to require you to pay more than 3 times the amount originally borrowed. So if your house costs $300,000, you know how much you're paying for your house? Almost $1 million. I'll give you an analogy. Fact check me. I'm a walking calculator. Okay, so let's do the average, y'all. Let's do the math. And gratitude, if you don't know the answer, no, but Ron say, I don't know the answer. And I'll give it to you. So I'm about to give you the mathematical equation right now. Your original mortgage is $100,000. I just start with a measly $100,000. You know you ain't getting no good house right now with $100,000, but that's all a house worth that you paid $400,000 and $500,000 for. I'm telling you, because the material your house made of is trash. I know this for a fact. So your original mortgage amount is $100,000. Watch people on here that got mortgages, no Baron. They couldn't even answer it for me, but they got a mortgage. Your original mortgage is $100,000, brother Ron. Your monthly mortgage payment at 10% interest is what? Watch this, brother Ron. They couldn't even tell you. Watch this. This is simple. This is elementary wisdom, Noble Ron. Your original mortgage amount is $100,000. You borrow $100,000. So your monthly mortgage payment at 10% is what? Watch this. Couldn't even tell you. This basic. I'll wait. Let's see if anybody know the answer. I'll wait. This is why I know we go in contracts without our legal representative. Who is your legal representative? That person right there that got your best interest, like me, that can give you precedent in law cases, dot number, the Free Information Act. They say, ask this, ask this, ask this. The first thing that person trying to get you in the contract say, man, who you been talking to? I know this for a fact. I've educated too many people. I have a whole group of people that all they do is buy houses that people lost from back taxes. And I get paid swell to do it. I'll wait, Noble Ron. Do anybody know the answer? Do anybody know the answer? I'll wait. The average Negro, black, and color don't even know because they don't like math. They don't like statistics. They don't like macroeconomics, microeconomics. They don't like it. But they'll go get in debt, and then we'll let our wives get us in debt, or we'll let our husbands get us in debt. I'm almost done. Anybody got the answer? Anybody got the answer? I'll wait. Do anybody got the answer? If you don't know, say you don't know, for I can proceed. If you don't know, say you don't know, for I can proceed. But my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn and we refuse to step up and speak. We'll sit there. We'll sit there. Just like a person to get a court-appointed attorney against somebody under the BAR, which is the British Anatomic Registry. Okay, the question was, Maurice Jordan, what was the question? Okay, you got a mortgage amount, which you borrowed, $100,000. $100,000. What is your monthly mortgage payment at 10% interest? What is your monthly payment with an interest at 10%? I'll wait. What is your monthly mortgage payment at 10%? This should be simple for brothers that got a mortgage. Very simple. No, not 10,000. Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said. No disrespect, Maurice Jordan. We in school. And as a teacher, I want you to have the right answer. Listen to what I said. Your original mortgage is $100,000. Your monthly mortgage payment at 10% interest is $877.57. $877.57. $877.57. That's your monthly mortgage payment. That's your monthly mortgage payment on a $100,000 loan at 10%. No disrespect to no one. No disrespect. No disrespect. And then you times that by 360. What's your total monthly payment? Because I said you're going to pay 3 times as more than what you borrow. I'll be given an answer in the question. Gratitude, noble Maurice Jordan. I'm just a teacher. When I'm teaching in academia, I say if the answer is wrong, I'm gonna mark it wrong, and I'm not gonna send you out and then say, well, go find the answer. No, I'm gonna sit you down because I want you to get the right answer. As a professor, I don't send nobody out, and when they come back and retake the test, I want to give you the answer. Then I'm gonna know that you know the mathematical equation to get the right answer. So not only you could teach yourself, you can teach everybody in your community, and you can take all that stuff back to your community, back to your church, back to your people, and teach them. That's what I am. But only people that's not students get offended from my teaching. And I say, well, you're not a student. I'm a teacher in real life. I'm a teacher in real life. So once again, your original, what you borrow or your original mortgage is $100,000. Your monthly mortgage payment at 10% interest is $877.57. Now you times that by 360, because it's 360 days of a year. That's right, noble Maurice Jordan. It's over 300,000. It's, to be exact, it's $315,925.20. I'm gonna break it all the way down to a T. So you don't borrow 100,000, and after all this time, over 300,000, brother. It's over 300,000. It's $315,925.20. And we okay borrowing that? So imagine you got a $400,000 house. Imagine you got a $500,000 house. Imagine how much you owe in interest. Look how much you paying. You're going to lose your house in back taxes, which most people do. Because as soon as you fall in hard times, it's over. I know too many other people, Europeans, that put everything in a certain type of trust. They don't lose nothing. All their assets in a trust. And they pay themselves through what? A trust. But our misnomer black people, our preachers, they don't teach this. I'm telling you what I know. I know so many people that done lost it. And when people get on my page and be lying, noble Maurice, it's a thing called the Free Information Act. I'm from the city of Flint. I can go right down to the land bank and get the whole list, which I got in my drawer, and show you everybody that's about to lose their house in back taxes. I just bought 2 properties in the city of Flint from people that lost their house in back taxes. And they have a certain amount of time to pay it. I'm gonna always be honest and transparent. They got a certain amount of time to pay their back taxes pertaining on the state and the local law. And if you don't pay your property taxes in that certain amount of time, it's mine. It's mine. Just like in the city of Flint, most people moved out the neighborhood and all the houses abandoned, and the people just tore them up, tore all the windows out. I put a petition in for the city of Flint to tear those raggedy houses down, and then I buy the land, the property, for tennis shoe money. I'm from Flint, Michigan. If anybody on here from my city, it's a street called Mount Elliott in the city of Flint. I damn near own the whole damn block for $200 parcel. after they done tore the houses down. And once I get all my investors, we're gonna build our double wides and move single moms back in the community and have our businesses on our streets and have those private companies under our religion that you got to get, you got to get the say-so to come in. It's the law. It can be a charter neighborhood, just like they do in all the other countries, just like the misnomer Jews do. I'm telling you what I know. I teach them. I'm educated and consecrated in what I know. But my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. Why? Because we refuse to learn. You don't have to be from the city where I'm from to invest in business. This ain't no fake payola. This ain't none of that stuff you see on TV, all them podcasts, that fake stuff, pay for your leisure, no disrespect and all that. They all fake. And if they come on my page, I'll show you they all fake. All that stuff is fake. Oh, I got this higher scientist. So you ain't got no higher science. You a liar. Those brothers from the Nation of Islam, I don't like to say their names, because when you say their names, that's like good promotion. But it was a young brother, talking about they got this land and this land. Them brothers don't own nothing. Jumped on my page one day. He was quiet as a church mouse. And somebody said, well, why you ain't saying nothing on this brother page? Because I fly to the city. Talk about they had this land. Them fools went to damn Home Depot and bought a damn tool shed and went on Amazon and bought some big ass scissors and act like they bought some property. And all you got to do is research. And I know the people that own that 400 acres. A European older man and wife. Them Negroes didn't own nothing. Then they get on there talking about they got some fake degrees from some goddamn, what we call it, some fake colleges. Got the singer Tank, all fake degrees with a green screen. Why you got to fake your people out? Debt is also increasing stress. Debt is slavery. Scripture does not say that debt is a sin, because I'm not telling you, you got to do what you got to do. I'm educating you. Here, I'm educating you. I'm educating you in these things. I'm educating you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you research everything I'm saying and go back. And I bet you any of those people on the internet that got these fake educations, that got these, I got a degree from Harvard. You lying with all these fictitious names. You shouldn't deal with nobody with no fictitious name. I don't care if you deal with Bitcoin. You got to have a certain amount of money to deal with Bitcoin. You got to be spending a certain amount of money on Bitcoin. I'm telling you what I know. It's all fake. They all in trouble. It ain't nothing but a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme. That's all it is. Pull up JT Pocket Watchers. He had all them brothers on there, and they be acting like they don't know. But then you act like you so smart, but then you don't know because you led people into a burning house. They would never come on my page with that crap because they already researched me off the top, and I'll destroy that stuff in 1.2 seconds. You lying, there ain't no truth in you. Because if you are a real estate investor or any investor, you got to put your money up. If I say I'm going to write a book and I wrote 15 books, I don't need to try to raise no money to write no book. I'm going to write my books. I'm going to author them and put them out. Like I've done. Scripture does not say that debt is a sin, but it encourages the use of debt. You got to remember, the Holy Spirit loves us and has given us principles for our benefit. When you read the first portions of Romans 13 and 8 carefully, for several different Bible translations, I don't give a damn which translation you read. What does it say? It says, owe no man anything. Let no debt remain outstanding. Pay all your debts. Owe nothing to anyone. Keep out of debt and owe no man anything. That's an amplified version. Debt is considered slavery. Proverbs 22:7 reads, just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender. And when we are in debt, we are in a position of servitude to the lender. And the deeper we are in debt, the more like servants we become. We do not have the freedom to decide where to spend your income because our money is already obligated to meet those debts. In 1 Corinthians 7:23, Paul writes, you were bought with a price. Do not become slaves of men. Our Father made the ultimate sacrifice by giving what the religious people say, they son and all that, but I'm just using it as an analogy to teach you. Debt was considered a curse. In the Old Testament, being out of debt was one of the promised rewards for obedience. If you diligently obey the Lord your God, being careful to do all the commandments which I command you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all nations of the earth. all these blessings will come upon you. You shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. That's Deuteronomy 28, 1, 2, and 12. You got to remember, debt was one of the curses for disobedience. Debt is one of the curses for disobedience. And if you don't obey the Lord your God to observe, to do all the commandments and the statutes, which I charge you today, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. What? Debt. The alien among you shall rise above higher and higher, but you will go down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, but you will not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you will be the tail. That's right, Noble. We don't owe nobody. You shouldn't. Debt presumes us tomorrow. When you in debt, it resumes you tomorrow. When we get into debt, we assume that you will be able to earn enough in the future to pay debt. You plan for your job to continue your business. But when the so-called, the cocoa hit, the COVID hit, everybody was, oh man, jobs was ended. People couldn't pay their mortgages. People lost their houses. Churches lost. Or investments to be profitable. Scripture cautions us against presumption, but people get caught up in presumption. Come now, you who say today or tomorrow, we shall go to such and such a city and spend a year there and engage in business and make a profit. Yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanish away. Instead, you ought to say, if it's Lord's will, we shall live and also do this or that. James 4, 13 and 15. I'm just giving you things to research. Now, if anybody on my personal page, Morris Haberdasher, my phone might die. I didn't plug it in. Matter of fact, 1 second. My professor said, don't let your phone die, brother. All right, I won't. Let me plug it up. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me plug it up. Usually when I'm lecturing, I have people do this for me, but I just wanted to jump on here and teach my people after I lectured this out of college. And I was like, man, it's important to brothers and sisters. I want y'all to know this. So I said, I'll get on here and try to give a little information to those that feel it's important to them. All right, there we go. All right. So I wanted y'all to know that. I want y'all to know about debt and how that looks when people don't even break it down. I'll give you another analogy. Watch this. Consider earning additional income. Many people hold jobs that simply do not pay enough to meet their needs, even if they spend wisely. If you earn additional income, decide in advance to pay off your debt. Control the use of credit cards. I'm going to always give you solutions. A wave of credit card solicitations is overwhelming in your mailbox today. Credit cards are not sinful, but they're dangerous. It is estimated that people carry more than 1 billion of credit card debt, and only 40% of them are paid in full each month. Be content with what we have. Be content with what we have. Consider a radical change. So I'm going to give you something, how you can escape the auto debt, because that's how they get most NBCs. They get us caught up in this debt with an automobile. Automobile loans are one of the leading causes of consumers' debt. What my brother say, gratitude for the teaching. Gratitude for tapping in, brother. I love you too, man. Peace. Here's how you can escape the trap. First of all, decide in advance to keep your car for at least 3 years longer than you existing car debt. A person to pay their car off and go get a car debt. As soon as you drive your car off the lot, it depreciates $10,000. Second, pay off your automobile loan. Third, continue paying the monthly car payment. but pay it in a special account for your next car if you want to do that. What you mean? Okay, if you pay your car off and then you want to get another car, continue paying that debt per se. Why? It ain't no debt no more. You paid off. So open another account, put that whatever you was paying each month, whatever. So when it's time for you to go get another car, you buy one. Because when you go out of town, you rent a car or you flying. Then when you are ready to replace your car, the saved cash plus the trade-in value that you have should be sufficient to buy what? The car with your credit. It should be sufficient enough. But most of our people just blabber out to the mouth and they pouring some bums. No disrespect. In many, it may not be a new car, but you should be able to purchase a reliable car without any debt. When I talk about home mortgage, if you own a home or plan to purchase one in the future, I want to encourage you to pay it off more rapidly than scheduled. When you understand these financial principles from the Creator, you got to decide how to work toward paying off everything, including the home mortgage. People may think it's unrealistic because you're not educated on this. I'm going to examine some payment schedule for home mortgage. And don't let the size of the mortgage or the rate of interest hinder your thinking. This is for illustration purposes only. I'm going to give an analogy of a chart. Like I just broke down a minute ago when I said your original mortgage is $100,000. And at a 10% interest, how much is your monthly payment? $877.57. And then you do it times 360. I told you will be paying 3 times the amount that you initially borrowed. What you would pay totally is $315,925.20. Why would you do that? So I'm going to break down from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, which is 12 months in a calendar year. Watch this. Watch this at 877.57 cents. Now remember, January, your payment, $877.57. Your interest, $833.33. Your principal, all is going to principal, 44.24. Principal balance in January, $99,955.76. Go to February, $877.57 because your payment is going to stay the same each month. The interest each month is going to be just a little bit different. So in February, your interest is $826.96. Your principal that you paid, $44.61. Your principal balance, $99,011.15. In March, your payment stays the same. Your interest, $832.59. Your principal, $44.98. The principal balance, $99,866.17. Man, I'll get on here and show you all. I know people that went to the pro from my city, Flint, Michigan, that bought their mama houses and all that. They don't own none of that stuff no more. They'll sit on the internet and just lie. And they working, no disrespect. They working, they doing a 9 to 5. They just talking on the stage to workers. They don't have their own organization. They don't own nothing in the city where they from. The small city where we from, Flint, Michigan, they don't own nothing. They don't own a house that they used to live in or nothing. I own all the houses that I used to live in. Then I sold them. People will lie to you. Brothers will lie to you. I sold everything I own. After I moved out of Flint, Michigan, we used to stay on Patterson and DuPont. I owned the house. The house next to it, I owned it. I sold them for pennies. One of them I gave to my brother and he lost it to back taxes. I don't care. I'm going to tell the truth and the truth will make you free. I own a plethora of houses and land in the city of Flint. Tennis shoe money. The 4th month, April, your payment the same. Your interest is $832.22. Your principal is $45.35. Your balance is $99,820.82. People lose everything. People go back to the city of Flint and be like, "Oh, I used to stay here." Well, why you don't own it? You let the house go to plight for back taxes, for some pennies, and the tax is nothing. Why? Because everything around the property is not value high. So everything in the city of Flint, in the neighborhood, the property taxes ain't nothing. Each year, your property tax probably $300. I give you a max $600. I'll give you a max of $600. Don't get on here and lie, because I'll pull a property up and I'll show you what people lost the property for. And I'll go back to the city. I'm getting ready to go back to my city in a couple of days. I'm going back. I'm going down the land bank. I done bought 10 properties and I'm going to drive through the city and show you how the city is all plight. I'm going to go right on Land Bank and show you how I'm buying all this shit for tennis shoe money and putting it in my organization and putting it in a trust and then going to get business loans off the property, off the land that I own. I'm telling you facts. But all our people want to do is just jump on the internet and support crap. But we don't own nothing. You don't own your neighborhood. You don't own no community center. We all on other people's platforms. We can have our own community center in our neighborhood. I know too many people that's home now, out of prison, or talk about they positive this and they doing this and they doing that, but we ain't coming together because Negroes want to be the only one. Black people have never had nothing. And I know you ain't got no money and you don't know how to get money. I know this for a fact. It ain't no disrespect to nobody. So I said the 5th month, your interest is $831. Your principal is $45.73. Your principal balance is $99,775.09. The 6th month, which is June, your interest is $831.46. Your principal, $46.11. Your principal balance, $99,728.98. Go to the 7th month with July. Your payment the same. Your interest is $831.07. Your principal is all that's going to the original payment, $46.50. Your principal balance still is $99,682.48. The 8th month, $830.69. Your principal is $46.88. Your principal balance is $99,635.60. Month 9, $830.30. Your principal on a payment, $47.27. Your principal balance is $99,588.33. The 10th month, your interest, $829.90. The principal, $47.67. Your principal balance is $99,540.66. The 11th month, your interest is $829.51. Your principal is $48.06. Your principal balance is $99,492.60. And the last month, which is December, is your interest is $829.10. Your principal balance, $48.47. Your principal balance is $99,444.13. A total for a year, $10,530.84. Interest, $9,974.97. Your principal, $558.87. But you say you know something. And I teach this about tax codes. I teach you about a will, law, or trust. And I tell you, why would you have a will? Who told you to get a will? A lawyer under the British Annotated Registry. A will is litigation. Do you know what litigation is? Get you caught up in court. You need a certain type of trust fund. And I teach this. What type of trust fund you need? Irrevocable, living trust, whatever trust that you feel is feasible for you. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Brothers can be on here mad and argue. Well, my brother said, he was like, brother, you just telling the truth. And it's saving a lot of people. I'll give you an analogy right now. A lot of people that get in trouble or go to jail, they get court-appointed attorneys. And when you have a court-appointed attorney, that means you plead to a lesser charge. And when your attorney, he's under the British Annotated Registry, he's having you plead to a lesser charge. But you don't know about quid pro quo. You don't know about habeas corpus. I tell you this stuff about precedent and law cases, doc number, Free Information Act. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. I know precedent and law cases. I done helped so many people save their lives, period. But we don't want to give donations to nothing. I know people that think taxes is a come up, but taxes is a money pit because you can decipher your money to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. And your tax money does not go to run the United States of government. You must support your religious and charitable contribution of your choice, because the only thing we will own is our so-called churches and our schools. You're not going to get caught up with tax evasion if you paying your taxes or if you donating your taxes to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice, and that spiritual head is giving you a tax exempt receipt to give to your tax preparer. Go ask them. And then you got to know the tax code to where how much you got to willingly donate to offset your taxes. Depending on what state you in, because each state have its own laws. I know this for a fact. Fact check me on it. Now, I got a little bit more time and I'm gonna get out of here because I said I was gonna go at least an hour and a half, 2 hours just to give history. If you like the teachings, please give a donation at Cash App $KG Hit me up in my email, which is Goodman, GOODMAN, Khary, KHARY @gmail.com, and I'll sit and counsel you. My office number is 602-473-8767. And I say the reason why I go on to give this content, because I help all these other people in life, college professors, Europeans, European Masons. I'm saying European because I'm not talking about us. I love all my people, but I'm just making a difference on the people that I help. All the Masonic houses that I go to, different nationalities, and all organizations that I help, that I lecture. I lecture on the college campuses. I have real degrees. I'm just like you. I don't brag, oh man, yeah, I go to prison and go to jail. If you went to jail, yeah, we all reap what we sow. But that ain't no badge of honor to sit up here and say, oh man, I went to prison. I don't got to go to prison to learn. That ain't no glory to me because somebody went to prison. You made a damn mistake and you pay for the mistake. And everybody got to know that anybody that went to prison, if you don't sit up here and say you made a mistake, you a lie. Prison ain't no honor, no badge of honor. Only thing that I want to hear from somebody that went to prison is how not to go. No disrespect, but you can't teach me nothing. No disrespect. No disrespect to nobody. I'm a teacher in real life, and you don't have to go to prison. You don't have to lose everything to learn. I've been through the fire, and I'm from the same place you've been. Now I'm gonna give you a little science on allodial deeds and land patents, which I tell you, the average Negro from the city of Flint that I know done lost their land. The houses that they grew up in, they don't own them. I go past everybody that I know in the city of Flint that grew up in a house. The only reason why they can go back to the house is because their mom was living there. If they mom passed or anything, they lost the house on back taxes. And they'll sit up here and lie to you. I ride past the city and all the houses is raggedy as you know what. And everybody from my city know I'm telling the truth. I own all my houses in the city of Flint and I sold them. The house that I live on, DuPont, we still own it. My uncle bought it. My little cousin Bryce used to stay there. Bryce sold the house to my uncle. My dad sold the house to my aunt Wanda, which is his mama that passed. The house next to it, I owned it for years. I sold it to my brother. He lost it on back taxes. Negroes will lie to you all day. Negroes will lie to you all day. And then you're supposed to set your property in a certain trust so you don't lose nothing. But we don't want to listen. So let me give you a little analogy on something. We the people have the unalienable rights. Most of us don't know what unalienable rights consist of in a free republic of American nationals and or sovereign state. Not no sovereign citizen. When you hear all these Moors and these ex-prison Negroes with that because they wear a fez. I don't give a damn if you wear a fez. You lying. It ain't no such thing as no sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. You can't be no sovereign and no citizen at the same damn time. You go to prison and talk about it's some law to help you get out of jail, some Moorish law. You lying. You lying. I'll be waiting for them liars to come on my page with that crap. It's a sovereign state, citizens to acquire and utilize and own property. We the people have the unalienable right to have and hold the property, free and clear of government liens and encumbrances. And those encumbrances. These rights have to be abridged, although they have come under attack by the government and principals and creditors controlling it. But we don't know how to fight. You have a right, a law. You have a right to defend yourself in a court of law. You have a right. And no one can arbitrarily explain the law to you. But we the people must understand not only our rights, but know how to acquire and utilize and own property as it was intended by our founding fathers and guaranteed in the United States of America. We the people must understand not only the nature of money, but the political, economic, and legal systems to be able to claim our rights, to acquire and to own land. You cannot trust governments, corporations, the media, or the educational system to educate you or fully disclose honest information about your property rights. I went to academia. I've done oral lectures And I haven't been proven wrong yet. If I was proven wrong, why those, the powers that be, own everything and everything in the trust? Why they understand about the religious rights of the indigenous people? Why they understand it, but you don't? Why they understand the Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15? Why they understand it and you don't? One of the major motivators of this first American Revolution was the issue of allodial rights to land, free and clear of the liens and encumbrances of the King of England. The American people desired to acquire, utilize, and own their own land without interference from any government, including government of the United States of America. As a result of generations of constructive fraud perpetuated against the American people and the people of the world, we have been conned into believing we are owning property when in fact, and by law, we're only in possession of property, utilizing it as a renter or a tenant would. Just like when I talk about marriage and people say, oh, I go get a marriage license. Any God man should never tell you to go get no stupid marriage license. Why? Because that's a contract. You're adding a third party in a contract. I told you the law is set up. If you don't know how to do things on your own, the government to do it. And then you under the government jurisdiction. You don't need no government to go in no union with your empress. You don't. I know the law. You do not. And any lawyer will tell you that, but we don't know law. They tell you got to go get a marriage license. And a marriage license ain't nothing but a contract, which is a civil suit. I know this for a fact. This is a fact. You must do this with your spiritual head, and it's all legal. And then you put it in a paper for it can be known for a certain amount of time. And then it's legal and binding. You don't have to go to no city hall and get no damn marriage license. So long as we pay our rent, your mortgage, and get licensed and pay the fees, you have it insured, regulated, zoned, permitted. We can still remain in possession. But as soon as you exercise what you believe is your sovereign right to do as you please without private property, providing we don't damage or insure another or their property, we often get slam dunked by a fine, eviction, or foreclosure. We must learn about allodial titles, land patent deeds, and conveyances to reassert our sovereign right to private property. Just like when I talk about the religious laws and people don't understand the religious laws and how pastors, when I talk about the parsonage, it's under different laws. When you operate as a religious body, you under different laws. You don't pay taxes on certain things. Certain things is not taxed. Anything that's dealing with ministry and everything is not taxed. Your car, your furniture, your land, all that, driving, car, anything, rent houses, anything. You get taxes and receipt, but you don't understand this. We listen to idiots and don't understand that the religious law trumps everything. We listen to people that just talking. An allodial title was bestowed by law upon the land with unalienability forever. No government agency, no bank, or other sovereign power could place any lien, attachment, or encumbrance on land held in an allodial state. An allodial title is derived from the original, the federal land patent, and land patents are still today the highest evidence of title and have never been refuted by any court of competent jurisdiction. I did this in college. I have degrees in what I'm talking about. All federal land patents, they flow from a treaty. And treaty is supposed to be the highest law of the land. But the United States of America broke all treaties. The Oregon Treaty, 9 Stat, 869, 615, 1846. Therefore, no state, private bank, corporation, or other federal agency can effectively challenge the superiority of title to landholders who have perfected their land patent. You must perfect your land patent. Perfecting your land patent with an update land patent brought towards you in your name, you can hold the right and titles to land as a sovereign state citizen. People will lie. The only reason why people still own raggedy property because you paying your taxes on it. You don't own nothing outright. Stop paying your property taxes, you're going to lose everything because you don't know about allodial deeds and titles. When I get ready to go back home in a couple of days, I'm going to show y'all all the property that I own. That's under allodial deed. That's under my religious organization. That's tax exempt from the federal government. When people just be talking, when people love just to pay their taxes to the government. I paid my taxes, so You should be helping your religious and charitable contribution of your choice so we can rebuild our community. This is what I know. I'm telling you, I know this for a fact. You got to be very clear that this is the distinct from the equitable interest title and deed. It's a difference. You have to know the difference of everything. Property tax attaches to the equability or the equitable title and interest in the property and the real estate through a hidden federal lien. If the property and the real estate is recorded with a deed, aka trust deed, aka warrant deed, aka quit claim deed at the county recorder's office, then it's trust property executed and managed by the legal owners, the county, the state, and the federal United States government corporation and its principals, the creditors. Thus, they are the legal owners of the record property and the real estate, and they can require you, the tenant, to get building permits, abide by zoning restrictions, and other statutory regulations, including environmental laws, because it's not your property and it's not real estate. Most Americans are simply glorified tenants on what they erroneously believe is their property and their real estate. And I tell people to wake up. If you own something, why are you paying property taxes? If you own it outright, just like I showed you the interest rate. I showed you the interest rate. If you bought something, say $100,000, and your interest and your monthly payment was $877, and at an 18% interest rate, you paying over 3 times of what you borrowed. 3 times. So imagine you got a house for $500,000. Imagine that. And I showed you how to make money the right way. The original letters of patents were from the King of England. It's a record of these land patents in the state archives and the county courthouse. All you got to do is ask. Under the English land law, all realty, etc., real estate, was owned by the sovereign, and from the crown, all titles, both lawful and equitable, all aflow. All federal land patents flow from the treaty rights and hold superior title to land, constitutional law, research trust. That's why I tell misnumbered Black people, if you have a will, that's litigation. No one, well, I got an attorney under the British Anatolian Registry. I bet you if I sit down with that lawyer, I bet you his mouth will be closed. I bet you he don't have a will. I bet you he don't. And after the Declaration of Independence in 1776, the American Revolution, and the Treaty of Peace with Great Britain in 1783, the American people became complete sovereign freeholders in the land with the same prerogatives as the king. The king had no further claim to the land and could not tax or otherwise encumber it. The land patent is the only evidence of title to land. Land patents are derived from treaties and enabling acts of Congress under the signature of the President of the United States. And when each state entered the Union, land patents are stare decisis, i.e. re judicata or judicata. It's already well settled law and decided. When you see Summa Court or Supra, Wine versus Gastrell, 54 FED 819 U.S. Appeal 581. Those are precedent law cases. For example, railroad land granted and patent in the late 1800s is still sovereign today. Building codes and local zoning ordinance do not apply to railroad property. Railroad patents were also issued by a special act of Congress, which was called the Railroad Grants Act, granting alternating sections of land in each town, and they are still the largest landowner in America. Unappropriate lands equals lands not patent. During the time of the Articles of Confederation, the sovereign state republics would not appropriate any land to the federal government. They did not want to relinquish any of their sovereignty to the new government. And finally, the states relented and unappropriated lands were given to the federal government to dispute to the people of the condition that they were granted full allodial titles. A land patent office was established to distribute these unappropriated land by grants to the people. I'm telling you what I know, what my professor said. He was like, "You're 100% right. Thank you for the donation." Yep. And I'll be going back on campus to teach this. I'm going back on the college campus to teach this. That's why I said, if I didn't know what I'm talking about, why did the student union put donation together for me to come on a college campus and lecture this to the student union? The college students have money for me to come lecture. It's in their budget. State has no authority over the land right and title held by the United States. What my professor said, he said, yeah, all my property is under the patent. He was like, everything is in a trust. He's like, you in my trust. Thank you. And that's what I wanted to share. A lot of books that I've got, ancient books that cost so much money, was given to me. I'm in one of my professors' trust fund. One of my professors that I met, a European Jewish, that's a potentate out here in Arizona, that got his big Catholic church out here. I'm in his trust. I go speak at their congregation, and it ain't nobody melanated, and they all listen to me. I can't be that crazy. State has no authority over the land, right, and the title held by the United States. Watch this. All right and title to the unappropriated land was held to the disposition of the United States government to be granted, not sold to the people. This is how land comes to the people. In the enabling acts, each state republic agreed and declared they would give up all rights and titles to the land. The state has no authority over the land, except for Texas, which never gave up its lands. The state patent office or military, Texas Rangers, to the federal government. It is still a free and independent sovereign state. The federal United States government became the trustees with a power of attorney over the discernment of the land to the people. Land patents are issued and theoretically passed between sovereigns, not sovereign citizens, sovereign states. When I tell people this, you have to know this. And when you operate as a Negro, black and colored, or African American, and all these people that have lost their life and then they operating on paper as a black, you are saying that you're a slave. That's the only thing that's keeping you in slavery, those names. And the only people that's going to get paid for a slave is the people that created you. Negro, black, and colored was not used in the first century to describe ethnicity. Go get the 1828 Webster Dictionary. Matter of fact, I'll show you. Where's my dictionary? I don't even know where I put my dictionary at. Hold on. Let me see where I put it. Here we go. For all the people that think they smart, and later on tonight, I'm going to give you the 13th and the 14th Amendment. I'm going to lecture that. Because my pastor, what did he say, professor? He was like, you lectured all this on campus. That's why they study us to a T. And that's why they want me to continue to teach. Because if my own people don't want to hear me, other people will. Now watch this, what an American consists of. Here in the 1828 Webster Dictionary. In a dictionary, while you keep going around calling yourself some slave, some Negro, black, color, or African American, which is nothing but a misnomer that denote to slave. Watch this. An American, a noun, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper color races, found here by the Europeans, but now applied to descendants of Europeans born in America. The name America must always exalt the pride of patriotism. Listen what it says. American is a noun, a native of America. Originally, that means originally that you are the originals of America. You're not no African. Yeah, we know Africa. We get the continent of Africa because Africa is not a country. It's the continent of Africa with all the different states or all the different little countries in it, whatever you want to call it, etc. But I'm an American. What type of American I am? I'm a Mauritian American. That's what type of American I am. I have rights and freedoms as a Mauritian American. Originally applied to the Aboriginals or the copper color races, found here by the Europeans. But you can't find nothing that was already here. It's in the dictionary. But our people be going around right now, people that done been in prison, people that done lost their lives, they get out here in the world and then promote Black Lives Matter. We black this. Black lives don't matter to nobody. Do y'all know who own Black lives? Black lives is nothing. I done showed y'all people this through law. Any politician, anybody that deal with civics, that's a scholar, will agree to what I'm saying. And then you ask these Black Lives Matter people, what's the 13th and the 14th and the 15th Amendment? What are manumissions? They couldn't even tell you. They couldn't even tell you. So why do Black lives matter? Why do Black lives matter? I'll wait. But that's what we do. We go around talking about stuff that we don't know. We go around talking about stuff and spread lies that we don't know. You see? These are facts. These are facts. Real estate versus land. Real estate versus land. I got a little bit more time. You cannot buy land. You cannot sell land as a sovereign state citizen, which these fake mortals, I'm a sovereign citizen. You a criminal. Ain't no such thing as a sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. Ain't no such thing as no sovereign citizen. So when you got all these people on the internet, oh, I don't pay taxes and all this. If you're part of a religious organization that's taxes in for the federal government, we don't pay taxes. All my members don't pay taxes on purchases, on certain vehicles. If we do things the right way, you will be sitting right in jail with the European militia. No disrespect. It's inherited since the original 13 colonies formed in the United States of America, and each additional state republic entered the Union. Full payment is already made in the land patent and subsequently assignment. The registration and the fees in the security of a land patent were paid to the surveyor, the general, back then $1.25 an acre or $2.25 an acre for a mining claim. This was not the purchase of land. The land patent speaks plainly to give and grant, not sell, until your name and his hair as assigned forever. To grant is to give freely, not to purchase. I'm telling you what I know. Right and title is conveyed by assignment. All rights and title to land is conveyed by assignment, gift, or grant directly from a land patent. Just like when we buy our other piece of land, because our organization, we own land in the middle of Arizona and Vegas. Me and my brothers, we getting ready to buy another big piece of land, and our land is going to be under our organization, which is tax exempt under the federal government. I'm telling you, and everybody should know that. If not, that's why I teach you. Land patent rights flow from the treaty and enabling acts via power of attorney to an individual landholder who is in turn grants and assigns the land patent to his or her heirs, and you don't lose it. Freehold, allodial, land is beholden to no one. Possession is still 9/10 of the law. Caveat emptor, buyer beware. You have 7 years to perfect a claim against land. If notice is duly given and none contest your claim, it's yours after 7 years. That's the that's the fistful of dirt doctrine. Research it. Permission to grow your own crops as a tenant is in effect an assignment by the landowner if you claim it. I'm telling you what I know. Herdiment, inherit, heir apparent, apparatus, that which belongs to something, APP, appertainance, APPURTANANCES. I'm trying to read what my professor's saying too. I'm on my GCU log as well, because I share this with the college students as well. What do you say? Everybody in class watching. A gratitude. The meaning, that which belongs to something else, an adjutant or appendage, that which passes as incidenta, as a right of way or other easement to land. I'm almost done. I got a couple minutes left. Allodial titles and land patents. We've been selling property, real estate, and equitable interest for generations and abandoning their rights and titles to land. Rights and titles to land is well established in law. All you need to do in law is to prove it. Prove your name is a heir or assigned to the original land patent. And the original land patent office is now the Bureau of Land Management, acronym BLM, which consisted of government land officers. Records of the original land patents are kept there. Perfecting an allodial title requires updating the original land patent and rewriting the legal description for the land in metes and bounds and the measurements of the original surveyor general. Research the abstracts of titles, make a claim and bring the title forward minus any exclusions, i.e. easements. Update and record your land patent in the Great Book at the county recorder's office, because bringing forth the true title is pursuant to the common law. You must be a sovereign state, citizens to claim the rights and titles to land. This is distinct from any actions relating to the equitable title and any lien of incubranches attached therefore. Number one, you must update the original land patent with the legal description for your parcel in metes and bounds. Number two, you must research the abstract or title, make a claim as a heir or assign, and bring the title forward minus any exclusions. Three, re-record the update land patent at the county recorder's office in the Great Book. I'm telling you what I know. Update the land patent as a heir or assign. I'm showing you real stuff. Federal liens and property taxes. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more and I gotta go. And if y'all like the teachings, give a donation to Cash App $KGBay. Because later on today, I'm gonna break down the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment to show you why you don't want to be called no Negro, black, and color. And all these people that's lecturing, talk about Black Lives Matters, I'm telling you, they a fool and ain't no truth in them. And I'm telling you, they idiots. Point blank, no disrespect. You got to be an idiot if you telling yourself you Negro, black, and color, and that pertains to slaves and Negro blacks. It was illegal for you to own anything. Research the Black Christian codes. Research what I'm telling you. In the de jure United States of America and under the common law, the land patent is the highest evidence of title for the sovereign American citizen. The state, not no sovereign citizen. The evidence of allodial titles and true ownership, but in bankrupt and the de facto federal United States, inhabited by the U.S. citizens and directed by its creditors under the Admiralty law, the land patent is collateral, right? Hypothecated against the debt, which has been fraudulently transferred to the international bankers. What you say, my professor said, this is what they teach in land in the classes that he teach at GCU that I lectured on before I graduated. And I've been doing this for years. It's a hidden federal lien on all property and real estate in the federal United States because of the debt and the federal debt to the International Monetary Fund. This federal lien is not attached to the land, but to the property and the real estate situated above the land. It is assessed and collected through what? The property tax. I'm telling y'all. It's just a fact. Madison asserts and research that the real estate of the United States of America was quit claim deeded to the International Monetary Fund by the last sitting U.S. Supreme Court in 1944 as their last act. The rights entitled to the land still belongs with we the people. But we the people is not no Negro, black, and color, no African American. A Negro is a slave. You can't own no right. Yep, I got a couple more minutes. Gratitude. Release the liens on equitable title. Release the liens on equitable titles. Discover how much federal debt is attached to your property and the real estate by writing the Department of the Interior and requesting an account of what portion of the federal debt is attached to your property. To motivate them, tell them you want to pay off the debt in full. Borrow the FRNs if necessary to discharge the debt in full, or offer to pay the debt in full with gold, silver, and they will refuse to accept it. I know this for a fact. Me and my professor walked through this. Now you can sue the title insurance company for what? For treble damages, for not revealing the hidden federal lien. Just like when you got an attorney and they don't operate in your best interest and they don't use all the power to defend you in your best interest, it's a law case that you can sue that attorney or that lawyer or whatever you want to call it. The hidden federal lien, when you purchase the property and the real estate in the first place, they fail to perform on their end of the contract. They will likely settle out in court. This lien must be satisfied, paid, or released to own equitable title to your property and the real estate and the estate free and clear, as well as any other outstanding bank mortgages. Then notify the county tax assessor that the tax etc. the lien has been satisfied in full. So please take us off the tax roll forever. I'm telling you what I know. Remember, 1, there's a federal lien on all property and real estate. 2, discover how much debt is attached to your property. 3, borrow the FRNs if necessary to discharge the debt in full or pay the debt in full with gold, silver, and they will refuse to accept. 4, sue the title issuance company for tribal damages for not revealing the federal lien when you purchase the property and real estate in the first place. Just like if you buy a car and it's a lien on it and you didn't know, and the person that sold that car to you didn't tell you that it's a lien on it, they lied. That contract is void. And then 5, notify the county tax assessor that the property tax has been paid in full. And then you don't got to send, and then tell them to send no more bills. I'm only giving you a tittle. Update the land patent as a here or a sign. Update it. It's common law. The land patent is the highest evidence of title. I'm telling y'all law. It's a hidden federal lien on all property. I'm telling y'all law. It's a lien on all property. Deeds and conveyances. The deed is a sale, a trust, an instrument. If a deed is recorded at the county recorder office, then the property of real estate is the trust property of the state. The land, the property, the real estate must be reconveyed out of the county recorder's office with a quit claim deed from equity to the common law. You got to understand, no right convey or are warranted with a quit claim deed. A warranty deed does grant the land, admits valuable consideration, bargain, sale, and conveys the apparatuses and warrants the performance of the contract. You got to understand the elements of a warranty deed. I'm giving you facts. It admits valuable consideration, a thought process. A, B, must have all full disclosure. C, a real money is evidence of consideration. It grants rights and titles. Land is not bought or sold, it's free. Those who do not update the patent have abandoned the right. You must be brought up in your sovereign name. Bargain, sold, and conveyed. Equity is fairness, chattel, and other things. When I tell you, you under chattel slavery. I'm telling y'all, man, this is the law. Assignment is responsibility, must be accepted or admitted. Warrant permits, will defend this title if contested. All this stuff is law. A mortgage is a commercial lien and doesn't convey an estate or a title. A bank has to prove it has title to the land in order to take it over. A title company insures absolutely nothing except the land. I'm telling y'all, I'm giving y'all verbiage. Reconvey equitable title to foreign entity, economic sovereignty, and lawful money. I'm giving you verbiage. Allodial title versus equitable title. Protection from foreclosure. Protection from foreclosure. You protect the land from foreclosure actions by banks, unlawful seizures and forfeitures by the government, and prevent foreclosures by the international bankers when the federal United States government is officially declared. I'm telling you what I know, but we just don't know the law. Allodial titles only apply to land. Allodial titles only apply to land. Allodial titles only apply to land. That's why when you get a mortgage loan from the bank, you don't own the land. If the bank gave you some money for a house, why they didn't give you no check? And then you don't even have your legal representative right there to let you know. I'm telling you what I know. I show you how to buy land, and then you go deal with some builders and have them build your property. I know too many people that know how to build houses and things. Allodial titles only apply to land, not the improvement upon the land, which can still be attached by what? A commercial lien, which is what? A mortgage loan. Although your creditors cannot walk across the land to seize the improvements without a trespass on the land. And today, most American people do not own their land. When you buy a house, you don't own the land. If you own it, tell them to take the house off. Tell them to jack the house up and take it. You don't own the land. Not even after they paid off the mortgage and satisfied the bank note. This comes as a surprise, perhaps a shock to most people. Instead of sovereign, allodial ownership of property, as the founding fathers intended, most people have only temporary possessions and minimal control over a particular piece of land for so long as they pay the bank note, pay the taxes, submit to building codes and regulations, and the government don't condemn or take the land for public use or with or without compensation. Americans have not yet figured out that they have little control over what they do on their land because they do not own it. The federal United States government maintains the true title in the original land patent, which it has pledged as collateral against the unpayable federal debt. And if you had the true title, the government couldn't utilize your land as a security against the unpayable federal debt. And your government and the international bankers via the Federal Reserve Bank has been using your land for its own purpose without your knowledge of consent. I'm telling you, I just know what I'm talking about. Getting a mortgage and paying a bank note is nothing more than glorified renting. When people talk about, oh, you renting? Ha, 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 ha. Oh, I own my house. Man, shut up. Okay, so let me tell you, you paid your mortgage off and now you stand paying property taxes. So what? You don't own it. You don't own it. You don't own nothing. You don't own Pooh Diddley. You don't own nothing. All you're doing is I ought to say you a glorified renter, a qualified and diminished ownership, and a return to the federal relationship with the land that the serfs and the slaves endured for hundreds of years. Qualified ownership means that the ownership of the land is shared with the government, while absolute ownership is not. And the underlying reason that the American Revolution was fought and won was over the right for the sovereign. I showed y'all how Empress Tahir El Bey showed you that all that, the American Revolution and all that talk about they bought the land. I show you all that. All false. Without government encroachment of any kind. And the founding fathers adored the idea of feudal land and only alliances to any foreign sovereign power. So I'm gonna stop right there, man, because I can go on and on and on with teaching you about allodial deed and property and how to set your property up the right way. But my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. Right? This is what I tell people. We have to know that. We have to know that. And my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge because we refuse to learn. So I got to get out of here, man. I'm going to see y'all later today at 4 p.m. I'm going to break down the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment. I'll give y'all a little bit more of allodial land and deeds and all that. I'll give y'all a little bit more of this history. Thanks for the donations, my brothers and sisters. Thanks for everything and y'all time. But I'm telling you, my people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. And don't let nobody call you yourself no Negro, no black or color, because all that is slavery. And I'm going to show y'all in the laws. I love y'all. Thanks for the donations to Cash App, $KG Bay. And if y'all want these documents about allodial deed, I'll give them to you. No problem. I'll see y'all later at 4 p.m. AZ time zone. And I'm going to break down the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment. And I'm going to break down manumissions and the Reconstruction Law. I love y'all, man. And peace. Gratitude.